Our first story today, though, on Tierra's Texas is a special one as well. A trip down I-35 is what kicked it off. We headed to San Antonio for a visit to SeaWorld. And for Chuck, it all started with a dream to be a dolphin trainer and the reality of not knowing how to swim. Here's the heartwarming story. I'm here with Chuck Caro. He is in the marketing department at SeaWorld, but been here for 35 years. Started as a dolphin trainer, an animal trainer. Can you tell us about your story, Chuck, how you got started and what this means to you?
Yeah, I'm just so fortunate and so blessed to work for SeaWorld San Antonio since it opened in 1988. I actually wanted to be you. I wanted to be a television personality, and I was going to school. I was 2 years into my journalism degree, and SeaWorld opened up, so I took a job as a tour guide so I could practice my public speaking. And during that time, I fell in love with the animals and the idea of training animals to educate and entertain people. So I did some soul searching, and I said, okay, changing my major, change it to psychology, which is a good background to have. But there was one obstacle. I couldn't swim. And so I had to learn to swim because you have to be a good swimmer in order to work here with the animals. And so it took me about 9 months to learn how to swim. I was afraid to put my head underwater. I didn't want to get my hair wet at the time. And so I learned to swim, and then I was hired as a beluga whale and dolphin trainer. I did that for about 30 years. I also trained some sea lions, and then I transitioned into the world of PR, where I could take that experience that I had caring for the animals and help to spread that to a wider audience. So thank you for giving us that opportunity to talk about the great work that SeaWorld does.
What a story that is. It just shows the heart and passion that you have for this place. What was it like the day-to-day? What is it like day-to-day for these dolphin trainers? What did it look like for you?
Yeah, each day is different. There are some things that are consistent. You have to get up early and prepare the food for the animals because it's restaurant quality fish, and we want to make sure that we meet their nutritional needs. But after that, we break their day up so it's not monotonous, not the same thing over. So the most important thing that we do is we train the animals for what we call husbandry, and that's training animals to cooperate with us so that we can give them medical attention. And that's looking in their mouth, examining their body, taking a blood sample so that we can do complete blood analysis to see if there's something wrong with them. And then we have veterinarians on staff here that can help nurse them back to health. Aside from training husbandry, we train the fun behaviors that you see in the presentation, which are all extensions of natural behaviors that these animals would naturally do out in the natural environment. The jumps, the flips, the spins, they do that out in the natural environment. So we kind of train them to do it here, and it fascinates people and makes people want to learn even more about them. There's times that we just simply play with them. You know, they say all work and no play makes Chuck a dull boy. Same thing with the animals here. So we'll have things that we just call play sessions, where we'll just get in the water with a dolphin or a sea lion, or maybe just rub them down, or we give them toys to play with, and it helps to strengthen that bond between the animal trainer and the animal, because it's all based on relationship.
So neat. Do you have a favorite memory or moment from your time as a trainer here?
It is. There was a lady that she was an employee. In the morning, she passed by the stadium that I was working at with the beluga whales, and she was craning her neck and just looking at one of the beluga whales named Martha, who is still here today.
Martha.
And so I said, hey, come on over, meet Martha. And so we let her touch Martha. She was just there for a minute or whatever. And then at the end of the day, she brought me a note. And it was like a handwritten note saying that she was really going through a tough time in life. And the fact that she got to spend a little bit of time with Martha really brightened her day, and she was very grateful for that. And that's the power of these animals. That's one of the things about having these animals here with us, is that we can touch people's lives. And if we touch people's lives with these animals, these people are going to appreciate the animals and take that appreciation out in the natural environment and naturally conserve them and respect them. And that's what we want people to do.
How many animals has SeaWorld rescued? Because that's a huge component of what you guys do here.
Yeah, SeaWorld turned 60 this year, our company did. And over those 60 years, we've rescued over 41,000 animals. We're talking birds, we're talking turtles, fish, animals on the side of the road. We've rescued possums, and we care for them. And some of them, the goal is always to rescue an animal, rehabilitate it, and return it to the natural environment. Sometimes that's not possible, so if that's the case, sometimes SeaWorld becomes their forever home. And so at our SeaWorld San Antonio, there are several rescued animals that have some amazing stories, so people can come out, learn about those rescued animals, just learn about animals in general.
Yeah, and they can get up close and personal with these animals. A lot of animal encounters here. You can go to SeaWorld's website for details. I got to get my wetsuit on because we're hopping in.